Yo, what's up, y'all? So today we're going to be talking about Kali Linux. Obviously, there's different distros of Linux that you can work with, but today we're going to be working with Kali Linux. If you don't know what Linux is, it's an open source software. That's an operating system that comes in many distributions and flavors. You can do a lot to. You can have bare metal. You can also, man, get really specific and detailed with what you map it out to be. So we're going to go ahead and launch this terminal. I'm going to hit Control with the plus sign to make it bigger so we can see it. So the first command we're going to go through is if config. This is going to show interface types and IPs associated with it. So for example, right here we have our IP4 address, we have our net mask, and we also have our broadcast address up here, along with our INET6, which is our IPv6 IP address, right? So this is going to be your Etho, which is Ethernet. So if we had more than one. If we had like 6 different ports for Ethernet, it would show those, right? But we only have one, and then LO down here, which is the local, is going to say INET, which is your loopback address. Shout out to all the people in networking who, you know, um, are whiz with that. We're going to hit Control L. Control L is used to clear your screen. We're going to do IW config, which this is going to basically show your wireless, right? So this is for wireless testing. For all the people who are doing any wireless testing, whether in the lab or just, you know, in your job or whatever, if you're into wireless pen testing and you're using AirCrack NG or whatever other tools you may have, this is where that comes in at. Probably even for Wireshark too, I would imagine. But ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. This shows your IP address it talks to and the MAC address associated with it, right? So right here we have an IP4 address, and it basically says what the MAC address is. This is the physical address. MAC means Media Access Control, which also refers to the physical component of the actual address. And this is going to be 254, so we probably have like 250 some possible addresses or not. The next command we're going to talk about or show is netstat, if I can type, netstat dash. Oh man, can I spell? Is that spelling right? A-N-O. And this is basically going to show the IP addresses it talks to. No, that was the last one. This is going to show active connections running on your machine, right? So as you can see, this is all Unix, Linux. You know, it's based off the actual Unix OS backbone. But you also have all these that say connected, right? So you have something like here, this is not connected. But this is going to show you all your active connections. If you feel like you had a connection to something and you lost it, for all the people who was into pen testing and using Metasploit and stuff like that, you know, you have an active connection to the machine, your victim machine, and then you lose it, you know, you would be able to use this command to see that. The next one we're going to show you is route. This basically shows you where your traffic exists, right? So you have your destination IP address, your gateway, your subnet mask. They also have it shows you what your default is, right? So it goes from destination and it also explains your gateway. When it comes down to pinging, so if we want to see, so for example, our IP address up there, we would run the ping command, right? This is basically going to test to see if that IP address is online or not. That's what the ping command does. If we were to do .128 and run it like this, it's going to just run forever, right? So people who are familiar with running Windows commands, CMD, stuff like that, that only runs and replies about 4 times, I think. This will literally run forever. So instead what you would do is you would go back, hit the up arrow, add a -C 4 if you want to have 4 replies. If you want to have 30, you can have 30. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to do 4. Then it's only going to reply 4 times before coming to an end. It's going to show us the package transmitted, how many was received, how many was lost, stuff like that. For the people who are familiar with networking, you definitely should be able to follow along with that. But that's it for this video. I want to show you guys some common network commands, and I plan on dropping some more.